Good morning, Hamilton County 4th graders. Happy Tuesday. I was so happy to see some of y'all in the Zoom meeting yesterday. I'm sorry I missed the 2 o'clock Zoom meeting. I was out and about, and I didn't get good signal on my phone. So anywho, what we're going to do today is we're going to wrap up angles. So we're going to talk about what we know about angles, how we work with them, how we measure them, and then we'll do a little bit of practice. So as we know, we can categorize angles in 3 different categories. We have acute angles that are less than 90 degrees. We have right angles that are exactly 90 degrees. And then we have obtuse angles that are anything more than 90 degrees. We also know that 90 degrees is what we call a benchmark angle. We can use this angle to estimate the measure of other angles. And we can also use our other benchmark angle, which is our 180 degree angle that looks like a straight line. So we also know, let me change the color, I want it to be the same color, that this 180 degree angle is composed of much smaller angles than 180. So this 180 degree angle, you could say, has an angle of 135 degrees. It could have a 90 degree angle. It could have a 55 degree angle. And the same can be said for your right angle. This 90 degree angle is composed of smaller angles. For instance, if we were to decompose this angle into smaller angles, I could say that this 90 degree angle is composed of 2 45 degree angles. We can also use the measure of angles to find unknown angles. If we were to go to, let me change my color. If we were going to find the measure of this angle right here in blue, and we knew that this angle, let's move our protractor around so we can get to it. This angle has, and I need to change my color again, has how many different angles in it? It has 1, 2, 3 angles in it. We know that these 2 angles are 45 degrees each, but we don't know what this angle is. So what we can do is we can take 45 plus 45, 5 plus, my mousemanship is off tonight. 5 plus 5 is 10, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and it's going to be 90 degrees. My whole angle is 115 degrees, and so I can subtract 90. I don't know why I'm having such trouble with this tonight, guys. We can subtract 90 from 115, so that would be 5. Borrow this, that would be 2. So this angle would be 25 degrees. Alright, so that's what we know. Now let's put it to practice. Today we're going to be working in page 322 through 323 in the instructional book. Then we're going to move on and do page 327 through 328 in the practice. And then we have our day 18 countdown. We are that much closer, guys. That much closer. Alright. Practicing adding and subtracting angles. Let's look at the example. Hannah turns a jar lid 60 degrees. and then 225 degrees more. How many more degrees does Hannah need to turn the lid to make one full turn? So when she started opening the lid, picture it like a pickle jar, and you start opening it, and it's always hard to start opening it to begin with, so you only usually get that first like little turn in, and then it starts loosening up. So that first turn was 60 degrees. And then after she got the pickle jar loose, she got it the rest of all the way to here, and that was at 225 degrees. Now they want to know this angle right here. Well, if she, oh, my green pen went out. Darn it. That's fine. We'll do pink. Alright, so we know that she turned the pickle jar lid a total of, well, so far, 225 plus 60 would be what? 285. So she's turned it 285 degrees so far. They want to know how much further she needs in order to make the full circle. Well, how many degrees is in a circle? 360. So they want to know the difference. So we're gonna subtract 360 minus 285. We would have to borrow. That would turn into a 5. Here we go. 15 would be 775. So this angle here is going to be 75 degrees. Number 15. When the hands of a clock are on 12 and 4, they form a 120 degree angle. What angle is formed if the hands are moved to 4 and 6? Well, first we need to draw a what? A clock. We need to really get a picture of this. So if we were to draw a clock, I'm going to draw my circle. There we go. I want this pen. We're going to draw our clock, and it says when the hands of a clock are on 12 and 4. So here would be 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so 12 and 4. 4 would be about right here. They form a 120 degree angle. So this angle right here is 120 degrees. What angle is formed if the hands are moved to 4 and 6? So if the hands were at 4 and 6, it would be 4 and 6. Which would be 20 degrees. So all we really need to do, oh wait, sorry about that. So we know the whole angle, let me find the right color pen, I had to think about this for a second. When we know that from 12 to 6 is a straight line, well, a straight line is how many degrees? 180 degrees. So between 12 and 6 is going to be a straight line of 180 degrees. We know that our big angle, if we take our big angle, which is the 180 degrees, that straight line between 12 and 6, and we subtract the angle between 12 and 4, which was 120, we get a 60 degree angle? That was a tricky question. So what angle would it be if we said it was on, let's say, what if it was on 8? Well, this would be, what, 180 degrees. If we'd be in the same spot there, so it'd still be 60 degrees. There we go. I'm telling you, that took me a second. I had to think about it. That's why we draw models, though. Alright, number 16. Tyra's front door has a half-circle window. What is the measure of the angle of the center piece of the glass? So, we have two 15-degree angles and two 30-degree angles. And if you look at the bigger picture, these angles are comprised of one large angle, this straight line, which is how many degrees? 180 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and write our big angle as 180 degrees. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the 4 smaller angles that we have the measurements for, and we're going to add those and find out how much those are. So we have 30 plus 30 is 60. 15 plus 15 is 30. 6 plus 3 is 9. We have 1 0. So it's 90. So the measure of the angles that we know are 90 degrees. So all we need to know is the difference. Well, 18 minus 9, or excuse me, 18 and 9, 9 plus 9 equals 18. You had 1 0. Using some of that mental math we were talking about, instead of having to go through the borrowing system if I just broke that number up. Alright, so that would be 90 degrees. You could have also turned your paper and look at that. There's that square corner, right? That L that we always look for a 90-degree angle. You almost didn't even need to do the math for that, did you? Number 17. A windshield wiper turns through 140 degrees. The window cleaner sprays across 75 degrees. If the wiper turns 40 degrees before it gets to the sprayed area, how many degrees past the sprayed area does the wiper turn? Circle the letter of the correct answer. So this is a big problem. We're going to have to break this down. So the wiper turns at 140 degrees. That's your big angle down here. That's, if you think about the way that car wipers work, they start down and they do this. So that's what this is doing. And it goes to 140 degrees. Now, the spray, the area that gets sprayed, is 75 degrees. So if you ever saw mom, dad, or an older brother or sister turn the water the windshield during love bug season, their sprayed area might just be 75 degrees. I don't know. I never even paid that much attention to it. Alright. So if the wiper turns 40 degrees, which is the smaller angle down here, if it only turns 100 or 40 degrees before it gets to the sprayed area, how many degrees past this sprayed area right here does the wiper turn? Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought midway. Alright, so we have 40 degrees here, 75 degrees here, and an unknown angle here. What are we going to do? We're going to find out how many degrees is already used up. So we're going to take that 75 degrees, add it into that 40 degrees, and you will find that we had 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 115 degrees between where the area stopped spraying and where the wiper turns. Well, our whole angle is 140 degrees. So to find the difference, to find that unknown, we're going to take 140 minus 115, borrow, and we're going to find that the answer is A, 25 degrees. Now it says Ellen chose D as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So D would have been 225 degrees. Does that sound right? That's way too big for this itty bitty angle right here. And it's even bigger than the angle that the wipers turn, which is the 140 degrees. So what operation do we use that makes our numbers bigger? Addition. She must have added instead of subtracted. She must have taken her whole angle of 140 degrees and added in the two angles that we already knew about. Let's see if that's what she did. We can add this up real quick. That'd be 5, 5. Yep, that's what she did. So our answer is going to be she added instead of subtracting. There we go. All right, let's get into the practice. We only got 5 questions on here. Not too bad. Multiple choice, y'all's favorite. Number 1, Alex blew on a pinwheel. The pinwheel turned 240 degrees. How many degrees more does the pinwheel need to turn to make one full turn? One full turn makes a what? It makes a circle. We know that a circle is 360 degrees. So if in order for the pinwheel to go all the way around, it would have to be 360 degrees. We've already gone 240 degrees. We need to find the difference. So we use what? Subtraction. That would be 120 degrees. Number 2. Vicky turned the knob on her combination lock one full turn and then another 144 degrees. How many degrees did she turn the knob? So she made one full turn on the lock, which was 360 degrees, right? Right? But then she kept going and she went another 144 degrees. Another is one of our addition words, so we're going to add. We're going to add the 360 degrees, that one full turn that she's already done, and we're going to add 144 more degrees, which would be 5. 504 degrees. Now, Jen chose A as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? Well, A says 144 degrees. Well, how would she come about thinking that the answer was 144? Well, that's the same number we used to add, wasn't it? It was. It was that additional, not full turn, but almost. It did go past that one full turn. So Jen only used that one turn. She did not combine that 360 degrees and 144 degrees to find the total number of degrees that the knob was turned. So, sorry, I should have been writing that as I was saying that. Jen used only one turn. Only used the first turn. She did not add the 144 degrees more that Jen turned. You see that okay? I zoomed in a little bit. I won't use that pen again. on this paper, it just comes off really dull. I need to order some new pens. Hey, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. If anyone wanted to send Miss Hotchkiss some nice, new, fun-colored pens we could use during lessons, that would be awesome. Alright, next page. Page 328. An amusement park has a swinging ship ride that goes back and forth. At its highest point, this ship is 170 degrees from its starting position. If it swings 170 degrees in each direction from the starting position, how many degrees does it turn through? So if any of y'all have been to Wild Adventures, they have a ride just like this. It might not go to that degree though. I don't know. I don't remember being that upside down, and I don't think I'd be on it if it went that far. But this is a lot like that. So from at its highest point, the ship is 170 degrees right here. At its highest point, it's the 170 degrees. If it swings 170 degrees in each direction, so it doesn't ever go past the 170 degrees. So we're starting here, we're getting a little bit faster, but it never goes past that point. They want to know what degree that angle makes right there. So we know that a straight up and down position would be 180 degrees. Oh, nope, I took that the wrong way. It just wants to know how many degrees does it turn through altogether. Okay, so if it did 170 degrees either way, we can just do 170 plus the 170. I was making that way more complicated than it had to be. That's why we always have to go back to our problem as you're working it through. That way you don't miss something. I've always worked like that. 7 plus 7 is 4. So it would be 340 degrees. Next one. Number 4. What are the missing angle measures in the diagram at the right? So we have one straight line, which makes what kind of angle? This would be the 180 degree angle. So that's 180 degrees. This is 180 degrees. We know that this is 54 degrees. So these are congruent angles, which means they're gonna be the same. Whatever we say this angle is gonna be, this angle is going to be the same. We know this because these two angles are congruent. They are the same. So we just need to look at half of this problem. We're going to go at this the same way we've been going at it. We're going to take our whole angle and we are going to subtract the known angle from that. And we do 180 minus 54, which is 126 degrees. And if this side is 126 degrees, this side is going to be 126 degrees. And if you don't understand why both of these are the same and these two are the same, these angles are all the same size because they make a full circle, 360 degrees. So on either side of my circle, it's going to be 180 degrees. And then they cut through our circle again at the same degree, making two 54 degree angles. Number 5. A figure skater holds her body in the position shown below. Her arms form an angle that measures 10 degrees less than the angle formed by her legs. The two angles combined measure 270 degrees. What are the measures of angles A and B? So here's our ballerina. Her arms open this wide at an angle. Her legs are open. Let's see, the two angles combined measure 270 degrees. So we have 270 altogether. We know that her arms form an angle that is 10 degrees less. And we know that the two angles combined measure 270. And so if we have 270, we're going to go ahead and take that 10 out of there. That's the first thing that they really tell us to do. That gives us 260. And then now both of our angles should be the same. We took 10 degrees from it, so both of our angles should be the same now. We can just divide this by 2. No, we don't want to divide. I take that back. I don't want to divide that. If we have 260 degrees, it'd be, okay, yeah. It would be the 130. And if they were both 130, if we add that 10 back in, we would have, this would be 140 plus 130, which would come out to our 270. There it goes. Wow, they are really bad with these models. I did not like that. Anywho, that was our last problem on that. Either way, now we are going to move into our countdown, and then we are done for the day. We do not have any Zoom meetings scheduled tomorrow. I think I only have 5 of you that we said we're going to come back and talk to. I wanted to remind you guys that I only have 3 people. 3 people have sent me pictures of the week 5. And so I need you guys to still be sending those, just because we got the DBAs out of the way. I know, you want to take a breather, but I need those pictures sent to me still every week. Every week you got to show me what you do, okay? All right, so let's do this countdown. Number 1, a bank has 89,000 pennies that need to be rolled into a coin wrapper. If it takes 100 pennies to fit into one coin wrapper, then how many full coin wrappers does the bank have? So they have 89,000 pennies. They need to be rolled. We know how many pennies is in a dollar. 100. If it takes 100 pennies to fit into one coin wrapper, how many full coin wrappers does the bank have? So you could take 100 and divide it by 89, which would be 1 divided by 89 would be 89 with 2 zeros. 8,900. Number 2. How many times greater is the value of 7 and 67,040 than the value of the 7 and 640,700? So we're going to underline our 7s. And if you still have a hard time seeing it, you can always set them up the way we would do in a place value chart. 640,700, and then right below it, 67,040. This 7 is in what place value? The hundreds. This 7 is in the thousands. That is one place value greater, right? And every time we go up a place value, we times by what? We times by 10. So the answer is 10 times larger. Number 3. Which statement correctly compares two numbers? Select all the correct statements. So this should be pretty easy, guys. This is your SPOwer review. We learned this at the very beginning of the year. We have 337 compared to 373. Looking at it place value wise, we always start with the greater place value. This is the same. 3 and 3 is the same, but the next place value is different. What place value is that? That's the tens. So we have 3 tens here, which is the same as 30, and 7 tens here, which is the same as 70. 70 is bigger than 30, so the alligator always eats what? The bigger number. Is he eating the bigger number? No. He doesn't want that, so we're going to cross that off. And you're going to keep going using that same strategy. So we have 3 and 3 is the same. We're different here. So the 373 is going to be larger. Our alligator is eating the big number, so that's going to be correct. This says 852 is less than 825. If you think of that in terms of money, I have $852. You have $825. Who has the most money? You do. 825 is greater than 825. I just said the same numbers. So that can't be greater. They're equal. So we're going to cross that one off. And then we have 825 is less than 852, which is true. Alright. Number 4. We had a problem similar to this yesterday. It says, match the name of each number with its numeric form. So we're going to read the number, then we're going to read the number. We're going to read it in word form, and then we're going to read it in standard form, and we're going to match them. So we have 600, 2061. Let's read up top. 600, 2061. There it is. 620,061. Is that it? No. 620,601. Is that it? No. 602,061. There it is again. Our bottom number says 620,061. So 620,000, not 2,000, 20,000. So we've moved into the tens, or the 10,000 place value, which will be here and here. Number 5, select another way to show 51,293. Mark all that apply. So we see this in word form, standard form, and expanded form, and base 10 form. So we're going to have to go one by one. We want 51,293. This would be 50,000 plus 1,000 would be 51,293. So that is the correct expanded form. Then we have 5 10,000s, which would be the same as 50,000. 1,000, so we have 51,000. 2,900s. Ooh, that doesn't sound right. 10 tens makes 1,000, so that wouldn't be it at all. Then we have 51,293. 51,293. We have 51,000 plus 200 plus 9 plus 3. That's right. And then we have 51,000s, 200s, and 93 ones, and that would be the correct base 10 base 10 form. There it goes. My goodness, I struggled through that. Tongue twisters and whatnots. But we did it. That was Tuesday. That was the wrap. I told you guys about the pictures. I need those pictures. Also, please be looking out for my link on Thursday. We will have math class in Zoom Thursday night at 5:30. When I call you guys, I will be expecting you to let me know if you will be able to attend. We're only going to, be on for maybe 30-45 minutes. We're going to play a Kahoot game. I do have a little prize for the Kahoot winners, as I always do. It might take me a little bit to get it out to you, but I do have them still. But yeah. Also, be ready tomorrow with your math journals, because we have the new vocabulary for the new lesson. And that is all, guys. I hope you have a great day. You know to call me if you have any questions. If you get stuck, you can message me, call me, whatever you need to do. And remember, Zoom class Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Bye, guys.